Hey friends, it's Catherine Ewing from Sacred Heart Alchemy. Every once in a while, I like to pop on and sort of do an impromptu video. This is actually going to be a tapping video because you know tapping is one of my favorite things. And it's always prompted by patterns that I see popping up at any particular point in time. Patterns that I see in my clients, whether they be therapy clients or coaching clients, patterns that I hear when I'm out in the community, maybe just women gathering and talking, or if I'm doing a workshop or teaching a class, sometimes it seems like the same thing is coming up no matter where I am. And that's happened over the last week and a half with this particular issue. And so it this video was actually prompted by a Facebook message that I got last evening from a former client of mine who no longer lives in the area. She's out of state, but she, gets in touch every once in a while and we connect. And I got a Facebook message from her last night asking me for resources, EFT tapping resources, in particular around what she was calling restlessness. And so I first, answered her and, just checked in and then asked her if she would give me a little bit of more information what she meant by restlessness because it's a word that could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And what I realized when she wrote back to me was that it was a very similar feeling to this thing that's been popping up in all of these different situations. And for her, it is sort of at the end of the day, the inability to sit and relax, right? There's just this revved up feeling in her body, this sense that she's got to be still up and moving, even though maybe her two kids are settled and she's, sitting there with her husband. But there's just this revved up feeling that doesn't, and her mind going right all the time with what else needs to be done, what more needs to be done, why she shouldn't be sitting down, right? And that was exactly what I had been hearing from so many women. So I thought I would just jump on and do a tapping video around that because it's interesting for me sometimes because my life situation is such that my kids are older. I'm not in a marriage or committed relationship. I live alone. I work alone, so I don't experience workplace drama or other people's imposed uh, deadlines on my time so much. I mean, I have a lot to manage in my own business, and in the speaking and teaching that I love to do and women's circles and that kind of thing. But it's really all at my own choice, right? And so I have plenty of time and space in my life for my spiritual practice, for writing, for meditation, for, maybe getting out and taking a walk in the middle of the day. Um, and so sometimes I get a little bit out of touch with maybe what other women are experiencing, even though I'm talking to women every day. It's always a kind of duh. I forgot about that. I mean, that was my life when I was raising kids and working two jobs and volunteering in three or four different places and training for a marathon, right? And trying to have a relationship. Um, and so sometimes, you step away from something and you kind of forget. So I was reminded as I said, over this last week and a half about something that feels really present um, and really challenging for so many women. And so I wanted to bring um, you all a tapping experience around this particular topic. So here we go. You can just follow along with me. I'm going to set it up, as you know, if you are a tapper at all, with a setup phrase, and then I'll just move us through the different tapping points, right? Top of the head, inside of the eyebrow, outside of the eye, under the nose, under the lip, just to the side of our collarbone and under the arm. And so if you don't know it, don't be concerned. We just sort of follow this flow, and you can just follow along with my words. You can repeat the words after me, or you can just tap and listen to me. It's always better, I think, to say the words. Hopefully, you will resonate with these. Maybe not everything, because obviously I'm doing kind of a general tapping, but hopefully enough, or you can even substitute your own words as we're tapping. Um, Hopefully, this will resonate enough that you will have a sense of um, release, relief, some shifting in your own energy as we go through this tapping. Okay, so here we go. Let's tap. Even though I can't even sit down at night and watch TV without my mind telling me a million other things that need to get done, I deeply and completely love and accept myself and all of my feelings. Even though I feel lazy and selfish to sit down for a half hour at the end of the night. And I know it's crazy, but my mind keeps telling me that. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself and all of my feelings. Even though all I want to be able to do is to sit down for a half hour and relax at the end of my busy day, my mind will not shut off, and I feel guilty and lazy and selfish just sitting down trying to watch a TV show for a half hour. And I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and allow myself some time to relax. I can't relax. I just can't do it. Can't turn off my mind at the end of the day. As soon as I sit down, the to-do list starts. Even though I've done so much during the day, there always seems to be more to do. Always more to do. So much to do. It's never ending. It never stops. The list is never finished. It just goes on and on. As soon as I sit down, I feel lazy or selfish or almost ashamed sometimes that I'm taking time for myself when there's so much else that needs to be done. And I know in my mind that it really isn't pressing. It can wait until tomorrow, but somehow I get these messages that it's not okay just to relax. It's not okay just to sit. I've got to be doing something else. Even if I'm sitting, I have to have something else in my hands. Maybe I'm knitting or crocheting, or maybe I'm balancing my checkbook or making a shopping list, or I don't know, thinking about what I have to get, for some event that I'm planning or somebody's birthday that's coming up. There never seems to be even a few minutes where I can just relax, allow my mind to get quiet, and enjoy a few minutes to myself. There's always something to do. There's always something more. The list is never done. I've got to get it done. It has to be done now. You're lazy. Why are you sitting down? Don't you know there's so much to do? It's driving me crazy. And it's not only the words, right? The thoughts that go along with this. There's so much to do. The list never ends. There's never enough time. There's always more to do. I have to balance that checkbook. I have to make that list. I have to send those invitations. I have to get that report ready. I have to fill out the camp papers, right? Whatever it is, there's always something more for me to do. And so the thoughts run through my mind and the emotions run through. I can feel myself tightening up. I can feel the pressure around my heart. I can feel the tightness in my neck and my shoulders. I can feel the restlessness in my legs. I can feel the pounding in my heart or the churning in my digestive system. I can feel the headache coming on or the pressure behind my eyes. I feel it in my body. All of this pressure, all of this stress. You need to do more. You can't just sit here. You can't relax. You can't enjoy the show. Because if I do, then my mind tells me I'm selfish. I'm lazy. I should be ashamed of myself. I'm unworthy. I don't deserve to take this time. So many negative messages, so many negative emotions just because I'm choosing to sit down and relax for a few minutes at the end of the day. So let's come back to the karate chop spot for a moment and just take a moment and see how that feels. Just saying the truth, right? There's a lot of power in speaking the truth. And I know sometimes when I do EFT with people, they're saying, how come you're focusing on the negative so much? How come are saying such negative things? I thought we weren't supposed to focus on the negative. And the truth is, well, the truth is that we're saying the truth. We're stating the truth. And then in the setup phrase, we say a statement of acceptance. So just by doing that, we're beginning to open the possibility for new neural pathways, right, for new connections in the brain. And if you think about it, if you ever want something new, you have to make space, right? So if you're buying new clothes, maybe you have to take something old out of your closet in order to make room for the new. Or if you want to paint a room in your house, right, a new beautiful color, you can't just slap that beautiful paint over the old paint. You have to do some preparation. You might have to scrape, you might have to spackle, you might have to sand, you might have to prime. You have to get the space ready for the new paint, or else what's old is going to just bleed through, right? And you're not going to have that new beautiful room or wall or space for very long because you haven't done the preparation for that new color, if you will, to take hold, or for those new clothes to fit in the closet. And so it's like that with EFT. We first want to release the old, unsupportive or dense or negative, if you will, energies out of our system that have been held there for so long so that we can create space. And so hopefully now, just by one round of tapping, you feel as though you've created some space in your energy body, in your physical body, and now we can bring something new in. So I'm just going to do a short second round of tapping here so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. So even though I feel guilty every time I sit down, I choose to allow myself to relax at the end of the day. Even though I have these old beliefs that I'm lazy if I'm not always doing something, I choose to believe that I'm worthy and I deserve time to sit and relax and just let my mind be quiet. Even though my mind is always going and I feel restless and there's always a list of things to do and I feel like it's never ending, I remind myself, I choose to remind myself that whatever is there can wait until tomorrow. It's not so critical that I do it all right now, even though my brain wants me to believe that it is. And I choose to allow myself to breathe and relax at the end of my day. So my brain is very busy. My beliefs keep on coming, but I choose not to believe everything my brain is telling me. I choose not to believe everything that I'm thinking because they're old patterns and they're old beliefs and they're not serving me any longer. It serves me better to take some time to relax and refresh and renew. It serves me better to recognize that I deserve to have some time to quiet my mind and relax my body. We all need this. We're all stressed. We're all stressed in our lives with everything that we have to do. And it's important for me to practice self-care. I'd like to make that commitment to myself right now. So I choose to release this idea that it's not okay for me that it's not okay for me to relax, that I have to be doing something in every moment. And I choose instead to breathe and remind myself that I'm worthy and deserving of time to relax, of time to take care of myself, of time to put myself first and allow myself and my mind and my body time to recuperate at the end of each day. And so we're just going to come back here for a moment and let that energy relax. So as I was doing the tapping, my computer told me that I'm about to run out of a battery. So that's probably a good place for me to wrap this up. Kind of interesting with the message that we're just working with. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to being with you again very soon. From my sacred heart to yours. Bye now.